Good afternoon and welcome to Webinar Wednesday. I'm Nicole Gailey. I'm the agent coordinator here at GCU. Today we're going to talk about the Aquila Income Riders. Also wanted to tell you a little bit about the GCU. GCU, for those of you that don't know, GCU was founded in 1892 by 700 immigrants with $600 to form a fraternal benefit society. Today, GCU has nearly 50,000 members and $2.7 billion in assets. Wanted to mention GCU's wonderful member benefits portfolio, including the scholarships, student debt relief, as well as an amazing Go Give charity project. Agents have up to $1,000 per year of match funds money for a fundraiser for any qualified charity that they choose. GCU has given almost $1 million in scholarships in the past 10 years. Also wanted to mention, we do have a contest going on. 10 issued life apps earns you a trip from January to the end of March. So I'm going to hand you over to Jeff. If you could just mute yourselves and hold the questions till the end, Jeff will be happy to answer anything that you might throw at him. Okay, Jeff.
Thank you, Nicole. I am Jeff Long, Director of Sales for GCU. Coming to you live from the broadcast studio of GCU in beautiful, sunny Beaver, Pennsylvania. It's really my office. It's not a broadcast studio, but it sounds better that way. If you do have questions while I'm going through, send them via chat, and we can stop and address those questions that way. Or if you're willing to wait to the end, we'll unmute people, or you can send them via chat as well. Whatever works for you. So Nicole went over this. Who is GCU? As she said, been around a long time, since 1892. Started with almost nothing and have grown significantly, especially in the last 20 years. We are not for profit, which is another way of calling us a fraternal benefit society. If you're familiar with GCU, you're familiar with what a fraternal is versus a commercial company. So we're very proud of being fraternal, and we like to say we're not tied to Wall Street, but only Main Street. Yeah, you skipped one, but that's fine. Okay. Why GCU? A lot of you have been with us for quite some time, and here are some quotes from agents that work with us. The theme that I always like to point out is we're easy to do business with. If you have a problem, you call us. We'll do everything within our powers to fix it. I've had several agents come up or send me emails like, I made a mistake on the app. Can you get it changed? That kind of thing. So our new business department is very agent friendly, and we want to make sure that you get the business that you're writing. So good theme of what the agents are saying about this. Quick snapshot of our ratings. KBRA, the Kroll Bond Rating Agency, had us just recently reconfirmed our A-, and AM Best also last fall reconfirmed our A-. Here's something I point out every webinar. You as appointed agents with GCU can give up to $1,000 a year to charity of your choice, as long as it's a real charity and not your wife's bridge club or something like that. So you have 24 matching funds, 2024 matching funds. It can go for charities of your choice. We had an agent last year who was active with disabled veterans, taking them ice fishing and hunting and all that kind of stuff. And he wasn't aware of this program that we have. He submitted the request for the matching funds, and we cut him a check, and he got to deliver it to the charity that he's active with. Another agent in Wisconsin was very active with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we got him $1,000 check as well. So if you're not using this, if you're active in your community and you're not using this free money, I don't understand why. I mean, if you care enough about your community, you're doing good in the community, bring an extra $1,000 when you go. So, okay. We also have the 1892 Club for 2024 production. It's two parts. There's promotional allowance, and then there's the 10K giveaway. We cut last year $10,000 checks to the agents. One person made it for the life, and 19 made it for the annuity production. Annuity production requirement went up a little bit over 2023 numbers. but the dynasty tiers and all those GCU bucks categories did not change from 2023. There is no incentive trip for 2024 production this year, but we're looking at bringing it back in 2025. Let's talk about the fixed index annuity, give you a little history lesson. So in 1995, 2 years after I got in the business, the first fixed index annuity was sold by Keyport Life. Its contract started with $21,000, and 5 years later, it was almost $52,000. Other companies started selling the FIA that same year, and by the end of the year, there were over 130 million in FIA sales. And the main topic of this webinar in 2006, the first guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit rider was introduced. And then by 2021, which is the last year I could find any stats on, FIA sales were over $24 billion. So you can see the industry has grown significantly over those 30 some years, and it's going to continue to grow. It is one of the hottest segments of the annuity industry. So that brings us today. So as you all know, if you're selling FIA, there's hundreds of companies to choose from, thousands of indices and crediting strategies. And every FIA offered is a variation. There's different surrender period, bonuses, fees, caps, spreads, all these different available riders has turned that first FIA from Keyport into some very complicated products. So even in the face of this complexity, your clients really, anytime they're talking about annuities, your clients have 3 questions. And if you can answer these questions, you've got an annuity sale. First question your client always wants to know is, how do I get my money into an annuity? You know, is it a series of payments? Is it a 1035? Is it a rollover? Anything like that. Key question is, what happens to my money when it's in the annuity? How is my money going to make money? They need to know that. And then, of course, absolutely critical is, how do I get my money out of the annuity? So when we focus on the Aquila product, and by the way, throughout this product, I'm going to be focusing solely on the Aquila 10, just for simplicity's sake. There's a lot of similarities that will flow over to the Aquila 5. So let's answer the 3 questions for the Aquila 10. The Aquila is a modified single premium. You have up until the first contract anniversary to add money to the contract. After the first year, no money can go in. What happens to my money when it's in the Aquila? It offers a fixed interest account and 2 indices. The growth of the account depends on your premium, your allocation, and the performance of the investment options and what crediting strategies you choose. Question 3, how do I get my money out? And this is a really good point of the Aquila. There's a lot of different ways to get your money out. So in year 2, you can take out 10% free with up to a 30% roll up. So if you don't take out any money in year 2, you can take 20% out in year 3. Same scenario, if you don't take any money out in 2 or 3, you can take out 30% in year 4. If you use the withdrawal benefit rider for any amount, then it resets the next calendar, your anniversary, for back to 10%. So just be aware of that. There are several settlement options, and of course, we have the options for the guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit rider. So we talk kind of 2 different languages here at GCU, the guaranteed withdrawal lifetime benefit options. On some paperwork, you'll see option 1. It's also in our marketing material as Income Elevate. Option 2 is listed in other places as Income Pro. Option 3 is Income Elite. And then the newest arrival for guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefits is the Income Elevate Plus, which is option 4. And we're going to go through all of them. I've got screenshots of illustrations to help you decide what rider makes the most sense for your clients. A couple of things we got to talk about. In our marketing material and on any illustration you run, these lifetime income factors are available. I do get a lot of calls over the course of a week with an agent wanting to know what kind of income would be available should the client decide to turn the income rider on. If you're in a hurry, you can use these income factors. So 2 things have to happen before you can turn the income rider on. If it's a single annuitant owner, the person has to be at least 50. If it's joint, the younger of the two has to be 50. And second is the contract has to be a year old. If both of those categories are checked, then you can turn the income on. But for an example, 60-year-old, you would take the benefit base and multiply it by 4%, and that would give you your annual income. It also shows up on the annual statements. If your clients have an annual statement in your portal or their portal, but that shows a monthly benefit. So just be aware, this calculates annually, and the annual statements show it monthly. So just be aware of the difference there. Talk about the premium bonus. We have two options that offer the premium bonus. Option 3, which is the Elite, and option 4, which is the Elevate Plus. The structure for the bonus is the same for either rider. 10% if they're 75 or younger, 75 or 7.5 if they're 76 to 80, and then 5% if they're 81 plus. Do be aware, I don't have it in this presentation, but there are slightly different surrender charges on the bonus depending if you're on option 3 or option 4. Not significant, but if you're into the trivia, just be aware of that. Let's talk about Income Elevate. This is the stripped down. This is the Chevy Malibu version. It's revocable lifetime income benefit that's calculated by an income factor, which I just showed you, times the account value to determine the lifetime annual payment. It's automatically attached to the annuity. It's free of charge. So there's no bonus and no fees for option 1, Income Elevate. So let's take a look at an illustration and see how it turns out. So the scenario, I'm going to use scenarios for all 4 options. $250,000 premium, 25% across the indices. So I've got 25 in the Zoria 1 year, 25 in the Zoria 2 year. Same with the tech, 25 in the 1 year tech and 25 in the 2 year tech. The annuitant is 68, and I turned on the income at age 75. So you can see no bonus. What you get is what you see. The far right column shows you the available lifetime income. So at age 75, actually at the end of 75, so it shows up in 76, you can see that $23,191 is available, and that's what keeps coming out. So I only did one screenshot. I didn't run it all the way to age 100, but you can see the account balance is actually holding up quite well in this scenario. So option 1 has 23,000 and change, and now we're at option 2, the Income Pro. A little bit more advanced. It's also optional. You can revoke it. I've got a lot of questions. Can I turn it on? Can I turn it off? Yes, you can. But remember, it's not like an ATM. So if somebody just needs, a burst of income, it might make more sense to just do a withdrawal. But sometimes life happens where they've got the income on, they don't need the income, maybe another income source turned on or something like that. So they can turn it off and then turn it back on if they want. Difference between the Income Pro is the income is determined by taking the account value and adding 2 times the interest credit. So the first one, option 1 was 1 time the interest credit. Option 2, the Pro, is 2 times the interest credit to calculate the income benefit base that will be used for calculating lifetime income. So just remember, benefit base is different than accumulation value because now we're talking about 2 times the interest being used to calculate the income on option 2. There is a cost for this for the enhanced interest, and that's 50 basis points. And then you'll be able to see the illustration. Same scenario, the 250,000, same allocation, same age, everything. So we have $31,499 of guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefits. So it is more, and it's more simply because for the available lifetime income, we're using 2 times the interest credits rather than 1. Everything else is the same. Option 3, the granddaddy of them all. It is an optional revocable lifetime benefit, just like the other 3. It's also determined by taking the account value and adding 2 times the interest credits. That'll be used to calculate the income base, which will be used for calculating your income. Additionally, your client gets a premium bonus, and I just went through that. So if they're an age, they can get 10% or 7.5% or 5%. There is a cost for adding the bonus, and that is 95 basis points. So as you would expect on the illustration, the guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit at age 75 is $33,457. So we've gone up from, I think it was 27 to 31, and now we're at 33,000. So, okay, will do, David. So as you can see, it's growing. It has the higher fee. The fee is it has its own column is being calculated. So let's move on. Option 4, Income Elevate Plus. It's kind of a mix between the Income Elite and the Income Elevate. That's why we call it the Elevate Plus. It's also optional. It uses the same calculation method as the Income Elevate. So only one time the interest credit is used in your benefit base. But it does offer a no-fee age-based premium bonus. So it's kind of like the Elite with the bonus, kind of like the Elevate with only using one-time interest credits, and there is no fee for the bonus. However, the trade-off is the par rates are going to be a little bit less. And these are our current par rates. The first 4 lines are for options 1, 2, and 3. The Zoria 1-year, 2-year, Tech 1-year, and 2-year. So just to give you an example, the Zoria 1-year point to point for options 1, 2, or 3 is 130% par rate. And if you went into option 4, you look the column or the row under the fixed rate, and it's at 100%. So you got a no fee bonus, but you gave up 30% in your par rates. So that is the trade-off. So you can see for the 2-year Tech for options 1, 2, and 3, it's 85% versus 50% for the income, the Elevate Plus. Here's the numbers from the illustration for option 4. Same scenario as the other 3. Income is at $22,140. So it's a drop off. I know a lot of people are using option 4 because their clients might be in a scenario where they're very displeased with the annuity that they're in and they want to get out. So the bonus helps recover some of the money they might have lost in an early surrender. But because the lower par rates, you're not going to see as strong a growth as in the other 3. So just be aware of that. I ran all 4 options, same scenario. Year 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20. So these are the available income for all the different options. Same allocation, same premium, everything's the same. So you can look at year 1. Option 1 is at 13. Option 2 is at 13. Option 3 is at 15 because of the bonus, and so is option 4 because of a bonus. However, things start to change. Option 1 goes to 18, then 2 is 23. But option 4 kind of falls back because it doesn't have as high a participation rates. So your clients aren't benefiting in the growth. Dean has a question, will these slides be available? Yes, after every webinar we do, we put them on the landing page, and give us probably 2 days and this one will be on as well. So Dean, your name will be answered or you mentioned in it. So that's cool. So look all the way down to year 20. I think it's kind of interesting. Option 2 has caught option 3. And remember, option 2, there's no bonus, but it's double interest credits for the benefit base to calculate the guaranteed income. But there's no bonus, but it's only 50 basis points. Option 3 had the bonus, and then in this scenario, it was a 10% bonus, but it's 95 basis points. So after 20 years, option 2 catches option 3, and in the next couple of years, it passes it because of the lower fee. Option 1, because there is no fee, and with only one-time interest credit, after about 25 to 28 years, option 1 actually has the highest growth number because it's stripped down and there's no fee. And you can see option 4, it does lag behind because of the lower par rates. The par rates really make a difference. get this question once or twice a week. What happens if my client takes a withdrawal while the guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit rider is on? So just ran a quick scenario. You guys can do this in the illustration platform. Just go in and schedule a cash flow. So I turned on the income at 76, but then I took $10,000 out at age 80. So you can see it drops the available lifetime income from 33,457 the 33,457, and so it goes from 33 to 32. So taking $10,000 out in this scenario dropped the lifetime rider by about $1,000. So obviously, the more you take out as a withdrawal, the lower it's going to be for your income rider. A lot of people get kind of turned around on that. So even though they see their account balance is going up, the rider is based on the account balance at the time you turned it on. A couple of what ifs. What if I turn off the rider? Get that a lot. You can stop and restart. The income remains the same when you restart it. Didn't matter if you waited 10 years. The income will be the same as it was when you started it originally. Only way it will be different is if you took a withdrawal. Any withdrawals, once you've activated the rider and even shut it off, will affect your guaranteed withdrawal amount. So, and I've had that debate with a lot of people who say, well, it's making money. Robert, we will get to that question because that's a page by itself. So fee based. Okay. Person is a single owner. Can I have joint life payout? Yes, you can. As long as the joint payout is for a spouse and the spouse is the sole beneficiary of the contract. So it doesn't have to be a jointly owned contract if you want to have joint income. And if you looked at the joint income tables compared to the single life income tables, everything is reduced by 50 basis points. So if we're paying out for 2 lives, obviously the payout's going to be a little bit less. What if there are joint owners? Oh, sorry. What if there are joint owners? You may select a single life payout on either owner or a joint life payout on the lives of the joint owners that are listed as primary beneficiaries. So a lot of flexibility in how you can turn the income on and who it can be for. What if the owner dies? If the owner dies before withdrawals begin, the surviving spouse may continue the rider. If the owner dies and withdrawals have begun, the surviving spouse may continue the income rider at the same amount or take a lump sum as a death benefit. That is it. We will open to questions. And after any of these webinars, if you have questions, you want to send us an email or call us, just let us know if there's something specifically we didn't cover that you wanted to know. So I'm Jeff Long. I'm in sales. David is out on the road right now. Otherwise, he would be here as well. And that is his cell phone number. So if you'd like to talk to David, that's the way to reach him. And then Nicole is here, and she's our sales coordinator. So a lot of people are getting to know her. You've been here since July. Yep. And that's her number and email. And then down below is licensing, and that's Deanna, and she's available that way if you have any licensing questions. So let's go to the chat.
If David. David, at the end, please explain the detail.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. At the end, please explain the revocable part.
Yeah, David, the revocable part means you can shut it off. You know, if you went with option 1, it's included in the contract. You're not paying for it. There's no one saying you have to turn the guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit on. But if you do, you can turn it off. If your client situation changes where they don't need the money or don't need the structured income, then turn it off. Why take it out if they don't need it? And you can also turn it back on. So, and once again, I caution you, it's not something you're going to turn on and off multiple times in a year. You know, just if somebody needs money, do a withdrawal, but you can turn it on and turn it off.
And I think those are his, but
Fee-based. Is the fee-based? So the fee is calculated on all the positive numbers, and I'm going to try to put this in simple terms. So the fee continues, David, for the life of the contract. To calculate the fee, you take the premium, the interest earned, and if you have, well, if you're going to, the only way there is a fee, then you take the bonus if you went with elite, and then the enhanced interest. So the doubling of the credit, you total that number up. So it's premium, bonus, one time the interest, which is real money, and one time the enhanced interest, which is not actual real money. It's only used to calculate the benefit base. Then you multiply that by 0.95, 95 basis points, and then remove the one-time enhanced interest, and then subtract the 95 basis points from the 4 numbers from the 3 numbers of real money, which is the premium, the bonus, and the one-time interest earned. And that's how the fee is calculated. So in theory, the enhanced interest is included in the fee, but it can't come out of the enhanced interest. It's got to come out of the real interest and the bonus and the premium. So the fee is calculated by the income, by the benefit base. The benefit base is the starting, yes. So it's 95 basis points of the total, which includes the enhanced interest, but then the entirety of the enhanced interest goes back into the benefit base. That does not get dinged by the fee, but it is used in the calculation. Yes, the bonus is included in the benefit base. The bonus is real money. It counts in the accumulation value. It earns interest, and it is definitely part of the benefit base. My pleasure, David. Another question?
I think you have them.
Any other questions? If you want to unmute yourself, if you want to talk, you can do that too. Otherwise, this meeting is ended. Don't forget, we've got that. Ooh. If you use the Aquila 5 at renewal, can you dump in additional funds at renewal? So same rules apply. Money only goes in the first year. So if it's out of the 5-year, if you want to start a new contract, yeah, you could. But you can't just, let it run 5 years and then dump money into it. It would have to be a whole new contract. The EAP is close. Some people out there are using it. We're super close. I would hope within the next 2 weeks that the EAP is available on everyone's portal. We've had some good responses to it. There's a couple of little glitches that we're getting ironed out. So when we get it rolled out in the entire field, it should be super smooth.
No, where do we get this
from? You have to take, actually contact Deanna Diamond at the bottom of the screen, and she can help you get certified. You may have probably have the annuity training section done, then you just have to do our Reg Ed material, and then you're ready to go. Any other questions? Quick thing to remember, if you've got an older client and they're going to use income, then going with the 10% bonus makes sense. If you're going to turn it on right away. If you've got a younger client and they're not really talking about income, maybe it's best to go with option 1 so there are no fees eating up your growth. In the long run, the income is going to be bigger if your client starts at a younger age. After that, you kind of, if it's somewhere in between, you're going to have to look at what makes more sense. So don't just run one scenario, run a couple of scenarios and see what makes the most sense for your clients. There are commissions based on age. I think the cutoff, it changes at 80. And the commission is different for the Aquila 5 versus the 10, obviously. Anything else? All right, then. I really appreciate you joining in. This meeting has ended. Go in peace and be looking for our next one 2 weeks from now.
weeks.
Thank you for your time. Bye now.
Mm-hmm.